Baseball, often celebrated as the quintessential American pastime, traces its origins back to the 1800s, captivating successive generations with its rich history and dynamic play. While the modern game initially took root in the United States, the sport has since captured hearts worldwide, with notable enthusiasm in countries such as Cuba and Japan. In the United States, Major League Baseball has become a financial juggernaut, boasting revenues exceeding $10 billion in 2022, a testament to its enduring appeal and ongoing efforts to enhance the pace of play and overall spectator experience. From the youthful enthusiasm of the Little League World Series to the competitive spirit of the College World Series, baseball offers players of all ages a spotlight on its prestigious stage. So, with glove and cap in hand, let's dive in to give you the 101 on the fundamentals of the game known as baseball.
Play ball!
Baseball is a bat and ball game that is played on a field that includes a diamond-shaped circuit of 4 bases: first base, second base, third base, and home plate, or home base. The distance between each base is separated by 90 feet, with each base dimension being 18 inches by 18 inches. Home plate, on the other hand, is a 5-sided slab of white rubber that is 17 inches across, 8.5 inches on each side, and 12 inches that connect at the bottom. The primary boundaries that extend from home plate at 45-degree angles are called foul lines. The 90-degree area within the foul lines is fair territory, while outside of the foul lines is foul territory or out of bounds. The only time a ball can be fair in foul territory is when a batted ball first contacts the field beyond the first or third base. The field is also separated into 2 designations, the infield and the outfield. The infield is the square area within the 4 90-foot baselines that can consist of grass and dirt, depending on the field. The grass line, where the dirt of the infield ends and the grass of the outfield begins, separates the two. The outfield stretches from the grass line to the outfield wall and can vary in size and shape, depending on the overall size and shape of the playing field. In the middle of the infield is a raised pitcher's mound with a rectangular rubber plate at its center. The standard distance from the pitching mound to home plate in Major League Baseball is 60 feet 6 inches. Finally, a strip of dirt known as the warning track surrounds the edges of the entire field to give players a warning that they are getting close to the outer boundaries of play. The game involves 2 teams, each composed of 9 players, alternating roles between offense, batting or hitting the ball, and defense, fielding or pitching the ball. An inning is completed when both teams have had a turn at bat and a turn in the field. It is customary that the visiting team will always bat in the top half of the inning, and the home team the bottom half. The objective of the game is to score more points or runs than the other team over the course of 9 innings. A run is tallied when the hitter successfully rounds all 4 bases safely, counterclockwise from first base to second, third base, and back to home when they are playing offense. Who stops them from scoring are the opposing team's defensive players, starting with the pitcher, whose main job is to throw the ball to the catcher across home plate when a batter is up to hit. The pitcher aims to get the batter out, thereby eliminating their chance to score a run. When a player is out or retired, they must leave the field and return to their team's dugout or bench. A batter is out after accruing 3 strikes, which can happen if they swing at the ball and miss, hit the ball into foul territory, or fail to swing at a ball that crosses through the strike zone, an area over home plate extending from the batter's knees to the midpoint of their torso.
Strike 3,
The umpire, stationed behind home plate, decides whether a pitch falls within this zone. A pitch outside the strike zone counts as a ball, and if the pitcher throws 4 balls, the batter is awarded first base, which is called a walk or base on balls. The batter can also be awarded first base if the pitcher throws a wild pitch outside of the strike zone and hits the batter's person or clothing, which is known as hit by pitch. Should the batter hit a pitched ball into fair territory, the fielding team can get the batter out, starting with the infielders, the first baseman, second baseman, third baseman, and shortstop. These players excel at scooping up ground balls and catching line drives. If an infielder picks up a batted ground ball, they need to throw the ball to the first baseman, who has their foot on the base, before the batter reaches the base to get them out. This is known as a ground out. When a ball is struck beyond the reach of the infield, then the outfielders, the right, center, and left outfielder spring into action to retire the batter, now turned base runner. Outfielders possess the agility to chase down soaring fly balls and the powerful throwing arms necessary to quickly relay the ball back to the infield following acrobatic catches. If the batter sends the ball high above the infield and an outfielder catches the ball before it touches the ground, the batter is deemed out in what is referred to as a flyout. A force out occurs when a base runner is compelled to advance to the next base as the ball is hit into play, and the defense successfully tags the base before the runner arrives, not requiring a tag on the runner. This rule enables the defense to execute multiple outs in a single play. A double play eliminates 2 runners, and a triple play, a rarity, removes 3. Once the defense secures 3 outs, the inning transitions, allowing the team that was on defense to take their offensive turn at bat. If you enjoy learning about sports or sports-related topics, please consider subscribing and hitting that like button. Only one player can bat at a time, and the batting order is created by the team's manager before the game and cannot be altered. The batter, with bat in hand, comes up to home plate and stands in either the right or left batter's box, whichever they feel more comfortable in their swing, and awaits the pitch. The pitcher has an arsenal of different pitches that they'll throw at the batter to make them miss, so the hitter must make a split-second decision whether they would swing at an oncoming pitch or not. There are multiple kinds of pitches and are labeled differently, but the most common are the fastball, the changeup, the curveball, the slider, the sinker, and the knuckleball. The fastball is the most direct pitch and is thrown hard and direct toward the plate. In Major League Baseball, the average speed of a fastball is 90 to 100 miles per hour. The changeup is meant to trick hitters into thinking it's a fastball and comes out much slower but has more movement on it. The speed is generally thrown to be 8 to 15 miles per hour slower than a fastball. The curveball is a breaking pitch, meaning that the pitch will dive down into the side as it approaches the plate. It's the second most common pitch thrown in baseball, next to the fastball. Another breaking pitch is the slider, which is thrown harder and has a sharper break than a curveball. The sinker pitch is also commonly referred to as a two-seam fastball as it dives hard toward the ground at the last minute. This pitch typically causes ground balls hit from hitters and is held with the index and middle finger on the seams of the ball. Finally, the most unpredictable pitch is the knuckleball. The ball doesn't spin like the other pitch types, but rather it glides and moves toward the plate. The batter has no idea what pitch they will face until they encounter it, which is incredibly challenging. Upon making successful contact with the ball, the batter transitions into a runner and must immediately relinquish their bat to sprint towards first base, aiming to avoid being put out. The runner is declared safe at first base if they arrive before the ball is caught by the first baseman. Once safe, they are not at risk of being tagged out if they remain in contact with the base, and the action momentarily pauses. This achievement is officially noted as a base hit, or more precisely, a single, indicating the runner's successful advance to first base. Similarly, reaching second base results in a double, and arriving at third base is recorded as a triple. When a batter makes it to a base because of a defensive player's mishap, it is not recorded as a hit. Rather, the player who made the mistake is assigned an error. One of the most exhilarating feats a batter can accomplish is hitting a home run, which occurs when the ball is launched into the air within the boundaries of the foul lines and travels over the outfield, clearing the walls. Upon such a hit, the play is suspended, allowing the batter to round the bases at a celebratory pace and secure a run for their team. Any runners on base at the time of the home run are also entitled to score. The pinnacle of excitement is achieved with a grand slam, which is a home run hit when the bases are loaded, a runner on each base, resulting in 4 runs scored, a celebrated moment in baseball. In stark contrast to the might and distance of a home run, there's the strategy of the bunt. A bunt involves the batter deliberately meeting the ball with the bat, lightly tapping it so that it trickles within the infield. This technique is particularly favored by batters with notable speed, enabling them to potentially secure a base due to the infielder's need to react swiftly. A bunt is a tactical maneuver often used to advance base runners or to confound the defense. Base runners must adhere to specific guidelines once they reach a base. A fundamental rule is that a base can be occupied by only one runner at a time, necessitating any runner to vacate their starting base and try to advance to the next base when a hit lands. This is known as force play. Runners can increase their odds of advancing by leading off, which involves moving a few steps away from the base during the pitcher's throw. This not only prepares them for a quick dash to the next base on a hit, but also sets them up for a potential steal, advancing to the next base while the pitcher is in the process of delivering the ball to home plate. However, this tactic exposes the runner to the risk of being tagged out by an infielder who must touch the runner with the ball to achieve this. Should the runner have stolen a base and the batter then hits a foul ball, the runner must retreat to their previous base. Moreover, if a ball is caught in the air, runners must tag up, which means they must touch the base they were at when the play started before they can advance, and only after the ball is caught. Runners left on base at the end of an inning when 3 outs occur offer no advantage in the team's subsequent batting opportunity, since each half inning starts with no runners on base. Baseball is as much a game of strategy as it is of skill and athleticism. We'll dive deeper into strategies like the use of relief pitchers from the bullpen and the substitution of players as pinch hitters and runners in a future lesson. However, in this beginner's guide to the game, we'll solely focus on discussing the count. The count, indicating the number of balls and strikes a batter faces, plays a crucial role in the strategic battle between pitcher and batter. A 0-2 count favors the pitcher, who can afford to throw pitches outside the strike zone, enticing the batter to swing or chase at less desirable pitches. Conversely, counts like 3-1 or 2-0 advantage the batter, pressuring the pitcher to deliver a strike to avoid a walk. Batters often refrain from swinging on a 3-0 count, expecting the pitcher to avoid a fourth ball. The tension peaks at a full count, which is 3-2, where the pitcher's next delivery, known as the payoff pitch, is critical, and base runners are on high alert, ready to advance to avoid a force out, particularly with 2 outs in the inning. As we round third and head for home, remember that the beauty of the game lies not just in its rules, but in its traditions, from the 7th inning stretch to the anticipation of the Fall Classic. Baseball is a tapestry woven within strategy, skill, and the timeless pursuit of excellence on the diamond. Whether you're a seasoned fan or a newcomer to the stands, the game invites you to embrace its enduring legacy and enjoy the journey from the first pitch of the spring to the final out of the World Series. Join the Lurks Lessons Patreon community today and become a vital part of my journey. Your support not only fuels my passion, but also unlocks exclusive content and perks designed just for you, letting you dive deeper and connect more closely with the content I create. Let's continue helping people learn about sports and sports-related topics together.